you might know all too well. You're deeply absorbed in a new passion, captivated by the electric thrill of learning something new. It feels like your truest self has finally woken up. Then, with a familiar sense of dread, you notice the browser tabs multiplying, the pile of half-read books, and the abandoned projects in the corner of your hard drive. You see others walking a single straight path, and you ask the question that haunts you. Why can't I just pick one? How does the very thing that makes you feel most alive, your boundless curiosity, so often become the source of your deepest frustration? This cycle has a rhythm: the soaring start, the obsessive dive, the plateau, and the quiet collapse. Each new domain, whether it's astrophysics, ancient languages, or furniture design, starts as a thrilling romance. Your brain rewards you with dopamine for the discovery. You feel brilliant and connected. But then, the initial mysteries are solved, the learning curve flattens, and a new, even more fascinating subject calls from the horizon, so you pivot again. And here is where the story you tell yourself takes a dark turn. You don't just think, "I didn't finish that." You start to believe, "I am someone who never finishes." Psychologists call this a procrastination identity, and it's a powerful self-fulfilling prophecy. You internalize the narrative that you are broken, a dilettante, fundamentally flawed because you cannot narrow your focus. You begin to define your very self by this sense of distractibility and fragmentation. Let us pause and reframe this completely. What if your struggle is not a sign of a broken will, but evidence of a rare and powerful cognitive design? Psychology does not see healthy curiosity as a distraction. Neuroscientists define it as a fundamental driver for learning and cognitive growth. Your drive isn't a glitch, it's a core feature. Think of the great polymaths throughout history: Leonardo da Vinci, Benjamin Franklin, Marie Curie. They were not scattered, they were integrative. Their genius lay in the profound connections they forged between different fields. Your brain isn't craving shallow novelty, it's hunting for the perfect Goldilocks zone of uncertainty, a challenge that is not too simple and not impossibly hard, but just right to captivate your problem-solving mind. The conflict you feel is not with yourself, but with a world that demands you be a single, solid thing. Modern identity theory tells us a healthy self is multidimensional. You contain multitudes: the reader, the analyst, the creator, the student. You are not broken, you are an ecosystem. Psychological mechanism. To understand this internal tug-of-war, imagine your mind not as a single entity, but as a house with two distinct rooms. Room 1 is the explorer's study. This is the domain of the dopaminergic system. Its currency is potential, and its purpose is joyous exploration, the pure, intrinsic thrill of seeking new knowledge. When you discover a new interest, this room lights up. The neurotransmitter dopamine floods in, not as a reward for finishing, but as fuel for the hunt itself. It is driven by epistemic curiosity, the deep desire to know, to solve a puzzle, to fill a gap in your understanding. It asks one beautiful question: what's out there? Now, walk across the hall to room 2, the builder's workshop. This room operates on different circuitry. It involves brain regions like the supplementary motor area that calculate the effort required for a task. Its currency is creation, and its purpose is synthesis, completion, and manifesting ideas into reality. This room is powered by the satisfaction of closure and the pride of a tangible result. It asks the necessary question: how do I see this through? The tension you feel, the exhilarating start versus the arduous follow-through, is simply the sound of the door between these two rooms swinging wildly on its hinges. The explorer is thrilled by a new puzzle. The builder immediately calculates the mountain of effort required to solve it. Our modern world, especially the internet, is an endless buffet for the explorer and a minefield for the builder. The explorer gets a limitless supply of new puzzles. The builder is left exhausted, trying to lay a new foundation every single week. The key to harmony is not to board up one room, but to build a stronger, more intentional doorway between them. Practical framework. So, how do you build that doorway? You do not find peace by choosing one island to live on forever. You are the architect of an entire curiosity archipelago. Your interests are not distractions, they are the very territories of your personal kingdom. Here is how to govern it, grounded in psychological principles. Principle 1. Map your islands, the identity inventory. The first step is to end the civil war in your mind by granting each interest formal recognition. This directly counters identity foreclosure, the societal pressure to commit to one single path without exploration. Take a blank page and write down every current and past interest that holds even a flicker of energy. Do not judge. Now, give each one a name and a purpose on your map. This is the Isle of Sonic Theory. Its purpose is pure joy and exploration. This is the Peninsula of Practical Code. Its purpose is utility. This is the mainland of my vocation for stability and deep craft. By mapping them, you transform chaos into a visible, manageable geography. You are no longer scattered. You are a ruler surveying diverse, legitimate lands. Principle 2. Design the bridges, the connection engine. The polymath's superpower is connection. Your brain is an associative machine. Force it to work for you. This practice leverages associative thinking, the bedrock of creativity. Pick 2 unrelated islands from your map. Spend 20 minutes forcing a connection. How is the structure of a symphony like the branching of a tree? How can a principle from martial arts inform your approach to conflict at work? The goal isn't a perfect answer, but to exercise the neural pathways between your domains. These bridges are where true innovation and personal insight are born. Principle 3. Establish migration seasons, the cyclical focus. You cannot tend to all islands with equal intensity all the time. Nature has seasons. Your mind needs rhythms. This creates intentional structure within the moratorium phase of identity development, the healthy period of active exploration. Assign seasons. This spring is the season of the visual. I will focus my learning on photography and design. Other islands are for maintenance only. You are not abandoning anything. You are giving your builder's workshop a clear, time-bound project. The explorer can relax, knowing its turn for a new season will come. Principle 4. Build a capital city, the synthesis project. An archipelago needs a capital, a central hub where resources from all islands meet. You need one evolving project fed by all your curiosities. This facilitates identity achievement, weaving your explorations into a coherent self. Your capital city could be a digital notebook, a blog, or a master document. Its sole rule, it must accept contributions from any island. A philosophical quote next to a photo you took, illustrating a scientific concept you explain in your own words. This project is the growing, tangible proof that your diverse mind is not wasteful, but profoundly generative. Principle 5. Honor the deep seas, the sacred exploration. Some voyages are not for building or connecting. Some are purely for awe. You must protect this to honor pure intrinsic motivation. Deliberately and guiltlessly schedule time for aimless learning, a Wikipedia deep dive, a documentary on a subject with zero practical use, a walk with no goal but to notice. This is the renewable wilderness of your mind. Do not monetize it. Do not force it to connect. Let it be the wild, fertile ground that feeds your entire ecosystem. Integration. Let's integrate this into one final simple mental model, the perpetual orbit. You are not a rocket aimed at a single distant star. You are a planet in a stable, graceful orbit around your own central sun, your core purpose. This purpose is not a job title, it's a verb: to understand, to connect, to find beauty in complexity. Each of your interests is a point on this orbital path. As you cycle through your migration seasons, you are not flying off into random space. You are moving from one point in the